Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of YTKS. I'm your host Heath, and I'm happy to have you here with me today. First off, I wanted to apologize just because I missed a week. We've been doing every other week for this season, and I missed a week, and I apologize for that. I really wish I could have recorded an episode, but my wife and I, we went to Israel for about 10 days back in February. Amazing experience. If you've never been to Israel, I would advise for you to go. It's very, very safe. It's an amazing experience, but I did something a little silly. My last day in Israel, we were in the old city, walking around Jerusalem, and I really wanted to get a shofar. Shofar is like a big horn, and it's pretty cool. And so I wanted to get one, and I was going all around the city, and I was testing out these shofars, and I got on the plane early the next morning and was just feeling so sick. Got back to the States, went to the ER. Everyone's like, you got corona. Oh my goodness, you got corona. All the nurses were running around trying to test me for the flu. Come to find out, I had the flu, because if I had the flu, they were going to cancel out the idea of me having corona. And so I do not have corona. I'm safe. My whole family is safe. But I did have the flu for about a week, and I had to miss filming an episode of YTKS, and I'm bummed out about that. I did get the flu, and I'm pretty sure it's because I was testing out all those shofars. I tested out probably 20, which if you do go to Israel, if you go anywhere, don't be putting your lips on things that other people have been testing out and trying to figure out if they want to buy it or not. I'm pretty sure that's how I got the flu. Anyways, let's get into this episode. I'm excited about this one. This is my thoughts. This video is about my thoughts about the kayak fishing industry. I want to say right up front, these are my opinions only. Don't take these as facts. Don't hate me for them. These are just my opinions. And I've spent some time talking to shop owners and people in the industry, friends, and just taking what I've seen and trying to compile that and gather my thoughts and put it into a video for you guys. And so what is the state? My office like, you should call this the state of kayak fishing, like the State of the Union, but no, we're not doing that. This is my thoughts on the kayak fishing industry. Is kayak fishing dead? Is kayak fishing dead? That is the question. I've seen some passionate posts go around social media, and I kind of thought, not that I'm anybody who should have an opinion or anybody that is anybody, but I did think I have some things to share on this, so let me make a video. Is kayak fishing dead? That is a very, very loaded question, and these are my thoughts and my opinions regarding that statement, that kayak fishing is dead or it's not dead. And I did want to say up front, I want to be nothing but positive and encouraging. Okay, so those are the ears I want you to hear this through. When you ask a question like that, is kayak fishing dead, or any question for that matter, whether you're reading the Bible or whether you're just talking about just philosophical things with your friends, or when you're just asking questions and trying to answer them, a good way of going about answering a question is asking questions. And so the question would be, what lens am I viewing this through? What lens am I viewing this through? And my answer is going to come out on the other side, right? Am I viewing this as just me? Or there's a lot of things that make up this question. And so let's just ask some questions. Am I viewing this through the lens of a tournament bass angler, or a tournament director? When it comes to kayak fishing tournaments, most of the tournaments are bass related, are freshwater fishing related. Yak Tribe had some tournaments, and they did awesome. We were the first ones in the kayak fishing industry to merge salt and fresh and have a really good tournament. And we had awesome payouts and awesome prizes. And we might bring that back. I've been getting a lot of questions about that. We just may bring it back. We're not sure. We took a pause for a while because there was a lot of cheating going on with catch photo release tournaments and different types of things. And so we kind of laid low for a little bit. Not that should have stopped us from doing anything, but that was definitely one of my reasonings. One of my reasons. I don't think reasoning is a word. I don't know. Maybe it is. That was definitely one of my reasons on why I laid low a little bit on kayak fishing tournaments, and we just haven't brought them back since, and I'm definitely considering doing it. Anyways, for the most part, it's bass fishermen. You've got Chad and KBF, and you have the Hobie Bass Open, and you have all these other trails in Georgia and all over Pennsylvania and everywhere, right? Mostly bass fishing. And in fishing tournaments in general, that's where all the money is, in bass fishing tournaments. And so are you viewing, is kayak fishing dead through the lens of a tournament director or a tournament bass fisherman? If you are, you'd have to ask questions like, what do the numbers look like? Have tournament trails, has participation increased, or has it maintained itself, or has it declined? Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. I know some trails that don't exist anymore, but I know some trails that are exploding and are doing very, very well, and their marketing is on point, and people are getting involved, and people are growing that tournament. Now, I am not very up on my numbers about KBF tournaments, but I know they're doing well. I'm not that up on my Hobie Bass Open, but from what I saw circulating, there seemed to be a lot of participation in those tournaments. So I'm not really sure. Maybe you're looking through this through the lens of a kayak manufacturer or maybe a reseller, and you're saying, man, is kayak fishing dead? Well, here's what I do know. Back in the day, maybe 10 years ago, there was a select few of people who ran the game, kayak manufacturers. And the pie was this big. And now, fast forward to 2020, and there are over 100 kayak manufacturers / resellers, whatever name you want to put on them, different brands, people selling the same kayak, same mold as different brands, just spread out, whether it's in China, Alibaba, or over here in the States, whatever. You can find the same kayak rebranded under many different companies, exact same mold. Yes, there are more players in the game, but we have to take into consideration that the pie has now gotten this big. It hasn't stayed the same as it was 10 years ago. The pie has gotten this big. The slices may be skinnier, but they are bigger and longer. We have to take that into consideration. I have talked to some people who are who they hold a position of marketing director for a few kayak manufacturers and brands, and they're saying things are great. Talk to a few others, and they say, man, we're restructuring right now. Things are not terrible, but they're not as good as they used to be. And so we have to remember that as things grow, competition grows, and we can't do the same old thing and expect the same results. When new competition enters and they gain pieces of the market, and this is in any industry, you have to reevaluate your marketing strategies and how you're going about doing things. And so some kayak manufacturers and resellers, they might be feeling the pain because they've been doing the same old things and they weren't looking at their inventory and what was coming and what's going on in the industry and all the players coming in. Maybe they thought we're good. Everything is all good for us. We've been at the top of our game. Things are great. Nothing's going to change. And then someone comes in with great marketing and things are starting to change. And so that might be happening. You have to maybe look through it through the lens of a shop owner. I've talked to some shop owners who have recently just opened within a year. Some people say that could be this is a terrible time to open a kayak shop. What are you thinking? And they're having the best year. I mean, they are doing. I mean, they've been open for a year, but they're having a great year. They're picking up. I mean, it's looking like this for them. It's not looking like this and like this. It's looking up. And their sales are great, and they've got people coming to their shop, and their local marketing's on point, and their SEO, search engine optimization, is on point, and they're bootstrapping it, and they're doing it old school, man, and they're getting the community involved, and they're doing tie flying lessons, and they're bringing in people to talk and to teach, and they're doing hot dog grill outs, and they're doing everything they can creatively and to bootstrap it and to get their shop rolling and people in the doors. And then there's some shops that have been around for a little bit, and they're like, man, we have this domain locked down. And they don't realize that Costco down the street, big box store, selling kayaks for $300, and you got this over here and this over there, and they're kind of just chilling, waiting for people to walk inside the door. There's a phrase called "build it and they will come." I don't like that phrase too much because you can't just build it and they will come. You have to build it, market it, let people know you're there, give them a reason to come, give them a reason to want to be involved, and maybe they'll stick around, and then maybe, just maybe, they'll buy something. And so marketing for shops is a little bit different. Some are booming, some are saying, oh man, we've had it going on for a long time, and things are not doing as good, and they have to reevaluate and reassess and see what's going on, e-commerce and different things. Maybe you are viewing kayak fishing, the industry, through the lens of a brand ambassador, a pro staffer, an influencer. And I don't use those in a derogatory sense whatsoever. I'm just saying maybe like my wife, she is a mom blogger. That's what her career is. That's what she does for a living. That's how she supports our family, is creating content and writing articles and doing that. And she is an influencer. And maybe you're looking through the kayak fishing industry through that lens. You're saying, I'm an influencer. I do a lot of pro staff, brand ambassador stuff. What's it called when you have a link that you're promoting? Affiliates. Maybe you're an affiliate. And you're saying, hey, man, I think this industry just might be dead, because there was a point in time, man, where 3-4 years ago, I was able to DM a company, let them know what's up, and they would just send me all the stuff. And now that's not happening too much anymore for a majority of people. You might say, man, this sucks. This is dead, man. I can't have a career in kayak fishing industry anymore. It's done. Well, I've been blessed to be in a position to where I have worked for Lucky Tackle Box Consulting for 4.5 years before the company changed management. I worked for O-Meals for a long time. I worked for a lot of other companies, at just doing some consulting work, and even being their marketing director, and being in charge of the distribution and approval of request and product and things like that. And I have to say, a lot of the people in the industry, when it comes to the people in charge of distributing the goods, having people, give them the goods back, the return, looking at that, seeing how the quality of the work, if it even got back to them, they're accountable to somebody on what they gave out, what they got back, and if it was worth it. And a lot of us in the industry are saying, you know what? For the last few years, it has not been worth it. I mean, maybe we've sent out product and, to people that have convinced us that they are going to do X, Y, and Z and all these things. And we haven't got back the quality of work that we were looking for. And so now I'm accountable to my boss, who's in charge of the money and in charge of the inventory and the product. And they're saying, hey, you're cut off, okay? We're not getting this to people that are saying they're going to do what they're supposed to do and give us the content that they promised to give us. And all of a sudden we've been sending out, I'm not just saying me, this is just different marketing directors and all over different companies. And for the most part, a lot of influencing programs, affiliate programs, brand ambassador, pro staff programs have been shut down. I mean, from big companies at the top all the way down to new brands who start making baits from home. They're shutting it down because they don't have the resources, and they're saying, oh, wait, hang on a second. It doesn't seem like everybody has honed in on their craft as a marketer, and now we've been giving out so much product, and we haven't really got anything tangible in return that we can use to generate more sales. And so we've got to stop giving out product. Oh my goodness, maybe a little discount code, I don't know, but we can't just give out product like we used to. And so some people might say, hey, kayak fishing industry is dead because we're not getting the love that we used to love. Just please understand, it's nothing, nobody hates anybody. It's just that we're accountable to other people, and we have to make sure we distribute things the right way. And now people are starting to see more contracts in place in exchange for goods, and their minds are blown because they don't really like that. And so we just have to say, hang on a second, companies are restructuring, and we just have to think about and evaluate how we're giving out stuff. So I don't think not getting as much product as people used to for free is an indication that an industry is dead. Maybe lastly, you might be looking at kayak fishing industry through the lens of a brand like us, like Yak Tribe. And this is where I really like to expand just a little bit. As being the owner of Yak Tribe, I don't take that lightly. I love it. I'm pumped. I'm so thankful for everybody that has been part of Yak Tribe for this long. It's a beautiful thing what I get to see on a daily basis. Let me tell you my thoughts straight up. The kayak fishing industry is not dead whatsoever, y'all. The kayak fishing industry is not dead. Yak Tribe's our brand. We get to see on social media every single day new kayak fishermen who have joined kayak fishing. They have found the Yak Tribe page somehow, maybe through searching kayak fishing or yak fishing or something, but they found us. And I go check out their Instagram and I follow it, and I see the newbie posts, the ones that we all did. Got our kayak pulled up to the launch, and we got our bait bucket hanging over the side, and we have way more gear than we ever needed, and we have those. You remember those posts you made when you first got, I still make them, but you remember your first kind of, I got a kayak, boom, here's a picture, I'm at the launch, what's up, you remember that. I'm seeing those every single day. So many people getting involved in kayak fishing. I am seeing the Yak Tribe library really do some good stuff and blow up. I'll give you an example. There was a dad who brought his daughter kayak fishing, and he needed to borrow a kayak, so we gave him a 10-foot Moken by Feel Free, and loaded up in his truck. That vlog's coming out soon. And I said, hey man, what's your Instagram? I'd love to follow you. I'd love to stay connected. He's like, oh, I don't have Instagram. And he's got a Hobie, he's got a pedal drive, he's got all the gear, he's got stickers on his kayak. He's the real deal. He's kayak fishing, he's doing his thing. So you don't have Instagram, bro? He said, oh no, I don't do Instagram, man. Yeah, just text me whenever you want to go fishing. I'm like, all right, sounds good. Just the other day, a guy picked up a kayak for his brother, was flying in from Ohio, and he wanted to get his brother on the water over by Wheaton Island, and so we loaded up a kayak for him. And I said, hey man, what's your Instagram? Love to stay connected, maybe on Facebook or something, And he said, oh, I don't do social media. I just saw your promotion in the paper and decided to hit you up. I'd be down to fish with you. Just shoot me a text or email me. I shot you an email. Just email me whenever you want to go fishing. And so there's all these people who do not care whatsoever about social media. And so we have to be careful, because there's this whole shadow demographic of people who are not on social media, who don't care whatsoever. They just want to kayak fish. They don't take pictures. They're just out there spending time in nature, doing their thing. Some people don't do social media, and so we have to remember there's a whole segment of people out there who just don't care. And so they're buying gear, they're buying attachments, they are buying rod holders, they're buying kayaks, they're buying fishing poles. It's all good. I drove by. We were on our way home from Disney this weekend. We were up there for my son's wrestling tournament. That got canceled. State tournament got canceled because of Corona, and so we decided to just stay in Disney for a little bit, hang out at the hotel. We were on our way back, and I was passing a launch by my house over on 4th Street, and I saw 4 kayakers with their poles. They're all paddling in, coming in. So I said, hang on, babe, hang on, kids. I pulled over to the launch, and I just got out. And I was like, hey, what's going on, guys? Y'all catch anything? They were like, hey, where should we fish around here? Give them some pointers or whatever. And I said, hey, you guys follow Yak Tribe? I'd love to stay connected with you. What do you think they said? We don't have Instagram. We're not on social. We're not really on Instagram. We do have Facebook, but I don't really use it that much. I was like, all of you guys? Like, you guys are like my age. You guys aren't social media? Like, and they're like, nah, man, we're actually from Orlando. We came down to kayak fish for the day. And thanks for the tips. Let's exchange numbers, and maybe we can get go kayak fishing at some point. And so I just say all that to say that me personally, I'm seeing a ton of growth. And they were definitely new kayak fishermen. I'm seeing a ton of growth in the kayak fishing industry. So I don't think it's dead. Maybe you might not be getting the same amount of YouTube views as you used to get. I'm not. Or maybe we might not be seeing the same amount of this specific boat being bought. There's so many out there. People can be more picky these days. And so the OGs aren't going to get all the love in the kayak manufacturing industry. They have to reevaluate, reassess how they market, how they distribute, and what they do. And so here are some of my closing thoughts. At the end of the day, I do not think kayak fishing is dead. I think we are restructuring, and there are some brands and manufacturers that have to restructure their plan just a little bit and remember that they're not just selling a piece of plastic, a kayak, and maybe some attachments. That's not. Some people buy just because that's the thing they needed. But a lot of people buy because they believe in what you're doing, and you're doing a great job at telling a story and showing off your brand and showing off behind the scenes and your grassroots, and you're really doing it, and people like that, and people like to buy into that. And so a company that's gonna buy pick up kayaks that are already being manufactured in mass and call it I don't know, Hustle Yaks, and I just saw that because it's on my vinyl printer, Hustle. And they call it Hustle Yaks, and they're reselling this mold that they got from here, and they're just trying to make some quick money by whatever. That's probably not going to last forever, but there's a bunch of those people taking a little bit of the pie, okay? And so we just have to remember the pie may have been this big, but it's gotten bigger. Yes, there's more people in it, but the pie is getting bigger, and the burden is on everybody in the kayak fishing industry who's selling something to make sure that they reassess, restructure, and make sure they remember they're not just selling a piece of plastic. These days, people can be picky and they can be choosy, and they really care about the type of company they're buying from and that they can see what's going on at that company. We are seeing more and more people get into kayak fishing all around. Mr. Eddie, Miss Lisa, they see new kayak fishing members all the time at PAC. I see them all the time around Tampa Bay, and you know when they're new. You can tell what's going on. Just go up and talk to them. They're new. They're new people getting involved every single day, all the time. They might not promote like you or me, but they're out there and they're kayak fishing. For those concerned about the kayak fishing industry dying, here's where it's about to get real for a second. And please hear me. This is said in love. This isn't oh, look at what we're doing. But you have to ask yourself this question. The ones who talk the most, who are yelling the most and being the most negative, for the most part, are the people that are not contributing, the people that are not really doing anything or offering solutions to fix the problem. That's true for any industry, or just look at maybe your job. The person who complains the most, who is pessimistic, who has a lot of opinions, who has a lot to say, they might be doing their job, but I can tell you they're complaining more than they're offering solutions. They're complaining more than they're offering a hand to help or something to give or going to clean something up. For the most part, they're just complaining. And so if you really are concerned about the kayak industry dying or maybe not growing as fast as it was or whatever the case is, you have to ask yourself the question, if you're really passionate about the growth of the sport, what are you doing? What are you doing to grow the sport? What are you doing to get more people out on the water? What are you doing to offer solutions to teach or show or create? We watch a lot of videos, but are you making videos teaching people how to rig their kayak, teaching people what they can get for their kayak? Are you letting people borrow your? I don't know. If you're really passionate about the growth of the sport or scared that it might be whatever the case is, especially if you're an influencer or someone who has a big career or trying to make a career in the industry, what are you doing to help grow the sport? Okay, here's where I want to brag on Yak Tribe just a little bit. Please don't take this as woe is Heath and woe is Yak Tribe and they're doing so many great things and good for them. Yay, pat yourselves on the back. That's not what this is. This is a brag on you guys who are watching this right now, who are maybe listening to this right now. This is a brag on you guys. The Yak Tribe Kayak Library has been doing great. We are getting more people on the water who have never kayak fished before. I was at my chiropractor today, and he's like, hey, I saw your thing about the kayak fishing. He noticed this shirt. I was wearing Be the Tribe shirt. He said, oh, that's the Yak Tribe thing. I'd like to get a few kayaks and get some of my friends to try kayak fishing. I've never done it before. Can you help me out? Absolutely, we can help you out. That'd be dope. Get 4 more people into kayak fishing in Tampa Bay, and you're at my, I know you from the chiropractor. We can go fishing all the time. This is awesome. Yeah. For sure. Absolutely. I'll help you up. I'll hook you up. We'll get the kayaks down there and we'll get you kayak fishing, man. It's going to be dope. You guys are the reason that we are able to do what we're doing at Yak Tribe, because you guys have donated paddles, life vests, lures, cast nets for people who want to cast net and catch their bait. Kayaks. Mr. Eddie and Miss Lisa are sending down a Jackson Liska, and I heard one of their friends, Rich, is also donating a Ride 135 for us to bring back to Florida, and we can use it. I just got hit up this morning that there's a group of 4 people that want to try kayak fishing. Well, I got to kind of pick and choose their, how big they are, how small they are. I don't have everything, but because of you guys, we're able to supply those things and supply a life jacket. They're saving so much money, to figure out if they like kayak fishing or whatever, and it's because of you guys. And you guys have invested in Yak Tribe, and you guys are the reason that we're able to really, I think, help the sport grow and get more numbers into the sport, more butts in kayak seats, because they're going to try it and they're going to figure out that this is actually pretty awesome, and they're probably going to go get them an entry-level kayak. And so, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for investing in what we're doing and promoting what we're doing, because it's a blessing to me and it's allowing us the resources we need to get more people on the water. So if you're really passionate, if you're really concerned, figure out how you can help. Figure out how you can get people on the water and grow the sport yourself. Even just donating to us and donating your gear, maybe a kayak, maybe this and that, some poles or whatever. You're helping, because we're now distributing this to people who want to get involved in kayak fishing. So I think kayak fishing is not dead at all. I think we have a very bright future. And if we're not speaking life, if we're being negative, I think that those are the people that might be hindering the growth of the sport. That's my opinion. So be positive, see how you can grow the sport, get involved in people who are in groups who are actively growing the sport. And I can't thank you guys enough for being part of what Yak Tribe has going on and all that you guys have given to the Yak Tribe library and continue to give. People are just straight up giving money so I can go buy locks for the kayaks and just all kinds of stuff. So blessed, so thankful for you guys. I love you guys so much, and just so words cannot express how thankful I am for you guys. So guys, that is about the end of the Yak Tribe Kayak Show, episode 4 of season 2. And I hope this didn't come out as negative. I hope it came out as positive. I hope I was able to offer a little bit of maybe even advice for people who are involved in kayak fishing and have some say-so behind the scenes of different companies and whatever the case is. A lot of companies are restructuring, and they're thinking about how they're marketing and distributing and giving out goods and things like that. But I think it's all positive. And so competition is a good thing, y'all. Don't forget that. Competition is a good thing. More options is a good thing. So this is about the end of the show. Guys, remember, we do giveaways. I look for people who share the show on social media, Instagram, Facebook. Share the YouTube links. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. If you leave a review on Apple Podcasts, oh my goodness, that would be such a blessing to me and big help towards our show. If you would, pull out your phone real quick, your iPhone, leave a review on Apple Podcast. That'd be a big, big help. And guys, thank you so much for listening, watching this show. Let me know who you guys want to see on this show. We should be getting Robert Field on the show soon. I know he's back from some of his adventures. I think he's quarantining himself, he said on Instagram, in his RV, just to, I don't know, not get sick. But he's out there editing, kicking out videos. So, Rob, thanks for all the videos. Love it. Panama, everywhere. The fishing videos are insane and awesome. Keep putting it out, bro. Let me know who else you want on the show, who else I can get on here to talk kayak fishing, to talk kayak fishing stories. We're not about the product so much. We're about the people, as our motto is real people, real stories, real connections. And guys, I will see you, not next Monday, but the Monday after that at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for watching.